It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our 12th annual Military Appreciation Night here at Larks Park. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce to you former Kansas State Senator and retired Army, Alan Schmidt, for some introductory remarks.
Thank you, Ken. Doesn't it do your heart good to be out here tonight and see the veterans on the field? And thank you for standing up during that. Sitting right here at the pitcher's mound. These are World War II veterans. We only have 10 World War II veterans left in Ellis County, I was told today. 4 of our veterans are here tonight. Please give them a hand. Thanks to the Larks organization and to all those who support this. This is very important. I'm only going to say a couple of things because we want to get on with something else here. But I heard from somebody. Triple. Who hit the home run to get us to where we are today? But when I was in the military, we didn't always point to the veteran or the military member. We pointed to the family because the family supported them. And I know amongst you up there, not all the veterans probably came out, which is fine. But many of you have veterans in your own family, and they need to be thanked for what they did because at one time they stood up, and really they promised if they had to give their life. That's what that oath says. We will serve. So it's very fitting that we take just a few minutes to stand up and recognize what veterans have done and their families for our country and acknowledge that. So
Our thanks to Uncalled for tonight's national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed any further tonight, if you would please remain standing, we would like to observe just a moment of silence for deceased veterans so that we never forget. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now we would like to introduce our World War II veterans, America's greatest generation. Please welcome 100-year-old Navy veteran Warren Hall. 98-year-old Navy veteran Dan Hoffman. 96-year-old Navy veteran Bob Schleier. 94-year-old Navy veteran Don Bickle. 94-year-old Army veteran Bob Piper. And 100-year-old Army veteran Al Dreiling. Please welcome other veterans in attendance tonight. Representing the Air Force, Merle McLaren, Michael Estes, Gary Albright, Joe Cretchen, and Ferrell Shoemaker. Navy veterans Don Bickle, Fred Weilert, Rhonda Gable, Phil Billinger, Frank Steckline. Marine veterans Dan McNeil, Gary Blair, Kurt Gell. Army veterans Terry Hobbs, Kevin J. Brown, Ken Richmeyer, Ken Staub, Bill Zimmerman, Bill Staub, Marvin Fisher, Chris Dieterding, Tony Rohr, Virgil Weigel, Jeff Keith, Chris Stegman, Callie Keith, Peter Unrein, Ernest Engel, Dan McNeil, Tom Staub, Harv Jansonius, Alan Schmidt, Robert Behrens, Kathy Schupman, Alan Gutschak, Vicki Albrecht, Morris Hurl, Marion Dreyer, Tim Schmidt, Jim Murphy, Al Pfeiffer, John C. Taylor, Roger Hanhart, Leon Shoemaker, Jake Romey, Marvin Biddle, Leon Bright, Stan Munch, Bruce Arnold, Darlene Arnold, and representing the Navy, Brett Farthing. How about a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for these outstanding individuals. representing the Air Force, Gary Albright. Representing the Army, Chris Stegman. We'd also like to welcome Daryl Steffelbeam for Tony Rohr. When you're ready, give it a heave.
What we do here is go back.
underway here in Hays, Kansas for game number 26 of the 2021 Hays Larks season. This is Carson Ackerman. You're on the you're tuned in to Larks Network. Larks are 21-4 this season, 10-2 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They're carrying a 9-game win streak heading into this game. It's game 2 versus OKC, and leading off for the OKC Generals is Braden Escarcega, the shortstop. Tyler Palmer on the mound. He's 1-0 on the season, and this is his first start, just his third appearance on the rubber. It's a 1-2 count here in Hays, Kansas. Off speed, grounded over the left side. Sliding effort from Palmer Hutchison. And the throw across the diamond. A great one from the ground. And flashing the glove all season. Hutchison does it again today. What a great play in the hot corner for Hutch.
The left fielder, number 10, Garrett Daniel.
Larks were victorious in yesterday's ball game, winning it 12-8, but game was a lot more lopsided than the score shows. Fly ball to the left field side, not great contact made. Zach Henry barely has to move, and he records out number 2. 2 up, 2 down to start this game. As Tyler Palmer is looking for win number 2 this season. He's thrown 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits allowed, has yet to allow an earned run. Takes us to Parker Henderson, the third baseman, batting in the 3-hole. Henderson in the same spot he was yesterday, looking to do a little bit better against the Hays. 1-0 counts. Palmer goes home. This one will be behind Loomis. 2 balls, no strikes. Henderson yesterday had a couple hits, scored a run, drove in a run, but it was not enough for the Sooner State League All-Stars, known as the Oklahoma City Generals. 2 balls, no strikes. Palmer goes home. Fastball outside. 3 straight balls here to start this at-bat against Henderson. Henderson out of Southwestern Christian University going up against the Nebraska Cornhusker. The 3-0 off speed right down the middle. 3-1 counts. Palmer's first appearance on the season on the mound was on June 6th. It was game 3 of the season, through an inning, and they didn't play on the mound again until exactly a month later on July 6th. His 5th pitch of the AB is going to be popped up, and it won't be a play by Corton Lawson, and Henderson gets his 3rd hit of the series, and there's a runner on first with 2 away. Tough play there for the shortstop.
The designated hitter, number 21, Trevor Kinsey.
Pitched in high school and then went to Nebraska this year, redshirted. Wasn't sure how many opportunities he'd get on the mound for the Cornhuskers. He had him listed as an outfielder, and they let him work on the mound for the Larks this season, and I think he might be expecting to get some opportunities on the mound now after having 2 great performances coming into this game. He had the bases loaded in his first game, and then got a strikeout and a couple outs after that to get him out of a jam. Bases loaded with nobody out, and he worked his way out of it. And then in his second outing, and his latest one, was on July 6th against the Cannons. It was a game that he had 6 RBIs at the plate, but then the Larks threw him in relief. He threw 4 innings, got his first and only win of the season, allowing just 2 hits, striking out 5 and walking 2, and his second appearance. He has a whip of 1.40 and an opponent batting average of .333. He has a 2-1 count here against Trevor Kinsey, the DH. Line drive bounces right off the turf, and Cortland Lawson scoops it, throws to Pearson for out number 3 of the first inning. Larks allow 1 hit, but they get out of the inning without allowing a run. Bottom of the first we go here in Hays, Kansas. Zach Henry will lead it off. He extended his hitting streak to 6 games in yesterday's ball game and has a 2-0 count here against Dawson Barrett. Barrett, a 6'1" righty out of Bacone College. Getting his first look at the Larks this season on the mound. 3 straight balls for him to start out the day against the left fielder out of UTA. Pitch number 4 over the outside part of the plate. Jeff Keith, the home plate umpire, gives the Generals the benefit of the doubt. 3-1 count to Zach Henry. Henry got aboard a few times in yesterday's ball game, and in that game scored 1 run. Had 1 hit and 1 walk, and he gets walk number 2 this series right here. Takes us to Cortland Lawson, the shortstop out of Tennessee.
Number 22, Cortland Lawson.
Cortland has been aboard in every game he's played for the Larks this season. Yesterday he went 2 for 5 and scored a trio of runs at a quarter of the Larks' 12 runs. Yesterday the Larks had 12 runs scored versus 8 runs given up. 7 of those came off of 1 pitcher. And then the Larks had 13 hits. Oklahoma City had just 11. 2 errors from Oklahoma and 1 for Hays. Getting his first win of the season yesterday was Trevor Munch. He threw 4 innings of relief from Jackson Blue. Blue got the start, went 2. Munch went 4. Then we went to Riggs for 1, and Brown through the 8th and the 9th for Hays. It's a 1-0 count here to Lawson. They get a 1-1 count as this one drops into the zone. In the top of this inning, OKC got a hit and left nobody on, scored no runs on no walks. Lawson, one of a handful of guys on the Larks roster pushing records. We got about 3 guys that would all break the single season record from base percentage if they can stay where they're at. And stealing the base right there is Zach Henry. Zach had no stolen bases last night, but in his previous game, he stole a pair. And on the season for the speedy left fielder, at his stolen base number 18 out of 23 attempts. Fly ball over to the left field side. It will go to left field. Daniel moves to his left and gets the ball back into the infield. Henry stays at second, and there's now 1 away. Takes us to Wyatt Divis.
University of Texas at Arlington. Tonight's designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis.
Divis had the day off yesterday, was injured in the Larks' last game on Monday against the Fort Collins Foxes. Larks gave him some time off to recover, and he's back in the order tonight. He's riding a 16-game hitting streak. That's the longest he's had in his career as a Lark. And he has the longest currently of the season for the team. He had an 8-game hitting streak in 2018, a 7-game hitting streak in 2019, a 9-game hitting streak in 2020, and this year, like I said, riding that 16-game hitting streak. He's been great this season, and on the year, the DH out of UTA, batting .465, on base percentage of .573, and a slugging percentage of .676. He'll chop this one over the first base side. Poston will leap for it, and will tag the bag for out number 2, but going to third base in the meantime is Zach Henry. He's 90 feet from giving the Larks a lead.
From Fort Hays State University, tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage Matter, the right fielder, number 21, Grant Schmidt.
To the plate now, cleanup hitter Grant Schmidt out of Fort Hays State. The Hastings, Nebraska native stands at 6'3", and will have 1 year left at Fort Hays after this summer ball season. Schmidt in yesterday's ball game, 2 for 2, but also picked up a pair of walks, a pair of RBIs, and he scored a 1 run. Had a great game, and has been huge for the Larks all season long. Spent 2 years at Cloud County before taking his talents to Hays, Kansas to play for the Fort Hays State Tigers out of the MIAA. 1-0 becomes 2-0 on Schmitty. Dawson Barrett on the mound. Bacone commit, went to Biggs High School and made the all-star roster for the Sooner State League. 2-0 line drive over into the Generals' dugouts. class of 2021 graduate, and will keep his talents in in Oklahoma for his collegiate play. Zach Henry, after that stolen base, just 8 away from getting his way into the top 10 for a single season record for the Larks in terms of stolen bases. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the swing and the miss. Henry at third with 2 outs. Larks 3.5 games up in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. This one a non-league contest, and Grant Schmitz will send this one to left field, and Henry trots home, and the Larks get their first run of the day. And because Grant Schmitz, the beverage batter, fans making their way to the Larks Nest and concession stands for half-price beverages for the remainder of the first inning. Larks take a 1-0 lead on Grant Schmitz single. And for Schmitty, that was RBI number 24. He has the team lead. And for Zach Henry, run scored number 21. Henry, 5th on the team in terms of runs scored. And the Larks have a runner at first base with 2 away. Ground ball over the right side off the bat of Leo Jiminian, and it gets past Jasper. And the Larks have back-to-back hits here in the first inning, a 2-out rally underway. Send Schmidt to second, and Jiminian has his first hit in his first at-bats. Jiminian only ran yesterday, didn't hit, scored a run, and right there picks up his 18th single this season, and we'll go to Cade Brown.
The first baseman, number 28, Cade Brown.
Brown, the first baseman, came in and got a 2-inning save yesterday. Coming to the plate now. Cade batting .213 this season with an on-base percentage of .403. Sends a mile-high fly ball into shallow left center. Prather runs in and will call off Daniel. Larks get a 3 aboard on a walk and a couple hits. They score 1 run and send us to the second inning. It's 1-0. Top of the second, Tyler Palmer back to mound in what will likely be his last inning of work. Only scheduled to go 2 innings today in the start, and we'll see Castellucci, Decolati, and Velasquez take the mound after Palmer. It's Jay Jasper leading off in the second. Sends his second pitch over the right side. Brown drifts into foul territory. He's at the warning track of the foul line, and will make the catch behind first base in foul territory. 1 up, 1 down to get this second inning started. Tyler Palmer has gotten a couple ground outs and a couple flyouts. Takes us to Drayden Prather, the center fielder, in his second game against the Larks this season. Yesterday, Prather batted 6th, and he went 1 for 4 with a single. All hits yesterday were singles with the exception of Bolin, who had a double for Oklahoma City. has an 0-1 count after fouling this one off. One away in the top of the second, 1-0 lead for Hayes. Ground ball right at Palmer Hutchison, takes it to the glove, takes it to his hand, and takes it to Brown. 2 up, 2 down. Hutchison just been so good defensively, had that web jam in the first inning, and is cruising here to help the other Palmer, Tyler Palmer, on the mound. Takes us to Casey Vasquez, the 7-hole. The right fielder didn't get the start in yesterday's game, but the Pecan College first baseman going to right field today and getting the start there. 0-1 after this swing and a miss. He did pinch hit for Prather yesterday and struck out. Palmer misses the zone, a 1 ball and a strike. Slight breeze here moving in Hayes, Kansas from center field on a nearly 90-degree day. A beautiful turnout on a beautiful day. Got over 1,000 people here at the ballpark to cheer on the Larks and look for a sweep. 1-2 delivery, swung on and missed, and Tyler Palmer picks up strikeout number 7 on the season, has a 1-2-3 second, and sends us to the bottom half on Larks Network. Hayes up 1-0. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Bottom of the second, Palmer Hutchison will lead it off back in the lineup tonight after having yesterday off as a 1-0 count. Getting the start at third base, Larks move Corton Lawson over from third to short for today's ball game. 1-0 to Palmer Hutchison from Barrett. This one will miss inside again, 2 balls and no strikes. Barrett missing the zone on quite a few pitches here earlier in the game. This one will catch the zone on a heater. He threw 1 inning, and this game, the first obviously, allowed a couple hits and a walk and 1 run scored on him. He's thrown 19 pitches, has only thrown 2 first pitch strikes to the 7 batters he's faced. 2-1 delivery sent over the first base side, and Palmer Hutchison will pop out in foul territory in about the same spot that Jasper did in the top of this inning. So both first batters of the second inning pop up to first base. We'll go to Cam. Pearson getting his 3rd straight start at second base. He's looking to get aboard today. He's batting .375 this season, and in his last game went 3 for 4 with a couple runs scored and 1 run driven in. Had a triple and 2 singles, 5 total bases for the Fort Hays State Tiger. The 1-0 delivery to Cam off speed catches the outside zone. 1 ball and a strike. 1 away, bases empty in the bottom of the second in a 1-0 ball game. Pearson in his second year with the Larks as a 1-1 counts. 3rd delivery comes home and misses inside, 2-1. Larks sporting the camo unis for the first time today. That camo top with the white lettering, white numbers, white pants with the blue hats and blue helmets. And Sooners Sooner State League All-Stars wearing their red jerseys with the white pants, black lettering, white numbers. I got a whole wide of array of different hats on the field. I think everybody just kind of wearing the team that they play for, Summer League hats, as this is the All-Star roster for the Sooner State League. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the former Cochise College Apache. Cam looking to get aboard. Larks put 3 on the base paths in the first inning. Want to continue that stretch in this one. Ground ball to the second base side. It goes to Jasper, and he has some trouble with it. And Pearson will be the beneficiary of an E4. Could have been a ground out from one second baseman to the other, but instead, the Larks get their 4th base runner today. Takes us to Brock Loomis, his first at bat in a while. Brock's played in just 10 games this season. That's the second least on the team among guys that are still active. Kavanaugh, the only one with less games than Brock. Brock's played in 2 games in the month of July and has 8 at-bats, so glad to see him back in the lineup getting some playing time today. His last game was 10 days ago against Junction in a game that he went 1 for 4 with a double, and he drove in his 10th run of the season in that game. Has a 1-0 count here against Barretts. Brock this season batting .250, has an on-base percentage of .306, and he's slugging .500. Off speed drops below the knees to number 25. It's a 2-0 count to the Butler Community College Grizzly. Brock, a Hayes, Kansas native, redshirted this year for Butler, and last year did play in 3 games for the Larks and had 4 plate appearances. All went down as quality at bats. He picked up 1 walk and no hits. Check over at first. Pearson's back in safely at first. Pearson, that was the first time he's reached on an error this season. Larks have taken advantage of errors. They've reached 21 times this season off of errors. And we'll have a throw down to first from home plate. Boland throws to Poston, but Cam's back in safely, and the Generals will shift their attention to Loomis as Brock has a 3-0 count. Brock has one of the Larks' 37 home runs this season. Larks got 1 last night off of Sam Crowell, who is not in the lineup today. Pop fly over to the right side. It will go into foul territory. Poston and Vasquez give chase, but neither of them will be able to get to it. We'll go 2 balls and 2 strikes. So what the count now stands at. Scoreboard corrected after showing 3-0. So Cam will go back to first base, and Grant Lung will go and get that ball. Well, Grant actually is going to go coach first base. No Max McGuire tonight for the Larks. Frank Leo, the head coach in his 40th season, coaching third base. And Grant Lung in his 3rd season with the Larks, coaching first base. First time he'll coach this year or as a Lark. 2-2 popped up again. This one will be out of play, and we'll go back and do 2-2 for the 3rd time.
Don't forget, we're giving away dollar bills for foul balls when you bring it back to the Lark status. Foul balls are the property of the Hayes Larks. They're not intended as souvenirs. Thanks for your cooperation.
Zach Henry on deck for Hayes with Cortland Lawson and the hole for the Larks. We're at the bottom of the order in the bottom of the 2nd. Count is even at 2. This delivery home from Barretts will be above the letters. It's at the eyes of Loomis. And Brock now has 3 balls on him. Full counts with 1 away and Pearson at first base. Larks got 1 run in the first inning off of a single from Grant Schmidt. He brought home Zach Henry and gave the Larks the lead. Larks won their last 9, looking for number 10 right now. Get a payoff pitch from Dawson Barrett. And this one will be chopped over the third base side. Henderson tries to scoop it and instead pushes it off his glove all the way into foul territory on the first base side. It will go down as a base hit for Loomis, but going to third on the play for the Larks is Pearson. He's at third, and the Larks have their 3rd hit of the game. 1 from Schmidt, 1 from Jiminian, and 1 from Loomis. The runners on the corners for Zach Henry, who walked in the first inning and scored the Larks' first and only run so far. Tough play for Henderson, but scoop unsuccessful in the hot corner. Henry, the UTA Maverick, has the 2nd longest hitting streak on the Larks roster. the third longest. Grant Schmidt is in second, Davis in first. No balls and a strike here to Henry. He started this season towards the lower half of the order and has gotten back-to-back starts at the top of the order today on this series. Sends a fly ball into center field. Prather is moving back, makes some adjustments, and he's on his knees, reaches for it, can't make a play on it. It rolls to the wall. He chases it with a jog. Henry is going to be rounded home from third, and the throw won't even happen as it's an inside-the-park home run for Zach Henry. After Prather has some troubles with the throw and the catch, Larks a 3-run inside-the-park home run for a 4-0 lead. And the Larks will be happy about that one. Henry goes 360 feet on the play and scores his second run of the day and picks up RBIs 12, 13, and 14. Loomis scores his third run of the season, and Pearson scores his 24th run of the season. Pearson now third on the team and runs scored. 4-0 lead. First inside the park home run of the season for Hayes. And some defensive struggles here so far in this inning for Oklahoma City. So clear the bases and make it a 1-0 count here for Cortland Lawson. What an absolute hustle from Henry. Henry's one of only a handful of guys in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League that could pull that one off. He sprinted right off the bats. Had to wait on Loomis a little bit, but it didn't really affect him, and he went all the way home and touched them all. The 38th home run this season for the Hayes Larks. That is Henry's first, and it's his 4th extra base hit this year. And we have a 3-0 count now to Lawson. Hayes up 4-0 here in the bottom of the second. Still only 2 outs. Pitch number 4, Lawson's taking it all the way. Ahead in the count 3-0. Now he's ahead in the count 3-1. Lawson, the Tennessee Volunteer, he's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to Daniel. Thought he had first base right there, but we'll get back in the box as it caught the home plate outside corner, according to Jeff Keith, the home plate umpire. Umpires tonight, Randy Jordan on the base paths, and behind the plate, Jeff Keith. Get a payoff pitch here from Barrett. He goes home, and it almost catches Lawson, and that'll be walk number 2 of the day for the Hayes Larks offensively. And Cortland Lawson, again, on base. Cortland has 13 games played this season, has a 13-game on-base streak, and we'll get an early mound visit here in the second inning and take a quick break on Larks Network. Wyatt Davis to the plate, the DH. As a runner at first with 1 away, it is Lawson at first base. And Davis 0 for 1 after grounding out to Post in the first inning. He moves Zach Henry to third, and then Schmidt brought Henry home. Check over at first, not in time. Larks saw the ball well yesterday, picked up 13 hits, and the efforts had quite a few extra base hits, doubles from Evans and Lawson, home run from Crow, and a triple from Pearson. That run that Pearson scored won't count as an earned run from Barrett. So he's gone 1 1/3 on 42 pitches, 24 strikes, 4 hits allowed, 4 runs scored, 3 earned, 1 walk, and 1 home run allowed. Henry took it to the deepest part of the ballpark, but it dropped about 25 feet in front of the wall. And Davis, heading straight now, will stand at 17 as he grounds one hard. Poston's effort won't be enough. And Davis having a great season and will continue to keep his on-base percentage above 500 on that swing of the bats. That is the 5th hit of the Larks game today. 4 singles and a home run. Lawson goes to third on the play, and there's runners on the corners with 1 away. Schmidt, the 7th batter of the inning for Hayes, has a single and an RBI on the day. Has a 1-0 count here. Nobody up and moving in the pen for OKC, but they do send a guy out there. That's Bryce Reese going out to throw to his catcher, Dalton Richardson, in the bullpen. Off speed, just hangs in the air. Schmidt a little too eager to hit one and was a little early on the swing. Sent it to the Larks bullpen on one that he made great contact with. Larks just kept barreling up balls yesterday, and they're doing so here. Through 1 1/3, they have 5 hits and 4 runs. Juminian on deck with Brown in the hole, the 1-1, and the off-speed will work here as Schmidt swings above it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Hastings, Nebraska native. Had a ton of family in attendance today, making the trip from all over the map of the Midwest to watch their relative play today. The 1-2 from Schmidt. He reaches for one to stay alive and does so, sending it over to the right side to the first base coach, Grant Long. One ball and 2 strikes, and we'll go back to Schmidt. And his 5th pitch of the AB, he fouls off again, this time to the third base side. And we'll go 1-2 again, 1 away. Juminian is on deck. He has a single on the day today. Schmidt looking to go 2 for 2 right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners on the corners in the bottom of the second, a 4-0 game. Fastball way low, it bounces off the plate and into the glove of Bolin. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now even at 2. The Larks winning by 4 runs yesterday. They've scored as many runs today already through 1 1/3. Schmidt staying alive. That's the 3rd ball. He'll foul off with 2 strikes on him. And we'll get some new balls for the home plate umpire, Jeff Keith, and get ready to go again. 2-2. Great at bat here for Schmidt, working up the pitch counts of Barrett as Reeks is getting warm up in the pen. This will be pitch number 50 from Barrett right here. 2-2 home, off speed outside, and Schmidt, great at bat today. Put his hitting streak at 8 games back in the first inning. He's one of a handful of guys on Larks roster with an OPS above 1. Ground ball over to the third base side. Henderson dives toward it. It's under him and under his glove. And it's Schmidt's 2nd RBI single of the day. Larks score their 5th run of the day, their 4th of the inning. This one scored by Cortland Lawson. Schmidt picks up his 2nd RBI of the day and RBI number 25 this season. Cortland scores his 18th run of the season and his 1st run of the day. Still 1 away, and the Larks have 2 on. Schmidt now 2 for 2, and we go to Leo Juminian. Let's check out how Oklahoma City lines up defensively. They got Daniel in left, Prather in center, Vasquez in right. That's the outfield. As for the infield, Henderson in the hot corner, as Garcia his 2nd game at shortstop, and Jasper at 2nd, Poston at 1st. Fly ball into center field. Prather has some trouble with this one. It was a can of corn, and he took it off his glove, and that is the 2nd error of the inning. And Prather having some trouble out there in center. That's the 2nd one that he's had trouble with this inning. The other one that he had trouble with wasn't an error, and it allowed Zach Henry to have an inside-the-park home run. Juminian reaches for the 2nd time today. The Larks load the bases. Davis goes to 3rd, Schmidt to 2nd, Juminian to 1st. Davis was getting ready to tag anyway. The 9th batter of the inning, here we go. It's Cade Brown. He's 0 for 1. He's the only Lark. Him and Palmer Hutchison, the only Larks to not get aboard here in the first 2 innings. Bases jacked, 1 away, first delivery home, inside, and a nice scoop from Bolin saves a run. 6 hits in this game for Hayes, 4 in this inning. They've walked once in this inning and once in the first, and they're seeing the ball well out of Barrett's hand. And it looks like Reese is done warming up in the pen. I think Tyler Palmer will, after only being scheduled to throw 2 innings today, will be brought back to the mound for the 3rd inning. Dominion at first, Schmidt at second, Divis at third with a 2-0 count here to Cade Brown, the first baseman from the University of Oklahoma. 1-0 home. It hangs in the air. Brown reads it. We'll see if Prather can have this one. Batter moves to his left and makes the catch. Has some trouble with the throw, and it goes to his right fielder. Dominion going to tag from first, and the throw will be cut off to second. And Prather upset with himself. But in the meantime, Cade Brown gets a sacrifice fly and picks up an RBI and brings home Wyatt Divis. 1 through 3 in the order have now scored in this inning. And we'll go back to Palmer Hutchison, who led off this inning with a pop-out to Poston. Larks now up 6-0. Got a feel for Prather in this inning. I think he's kind of just in his head right now. For Cade Brown, that was RBI number 4 this season, his first sacrifice fly. He also moved Schmidt over to the third base on the swing. 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. 1-0 counts. That was Divis's 26th run scored this season. He's now tied with Cord Jackson for the team lead. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Palmer Hutchison. Pearson on deck with Loomis in the hole for Hayes. 10th hitter of the inning for Hayes. They continue to keep their bats hot. Inside and high, 2 balls and a strike now to Hutch. Palmer this season batting .284 with 21 hits, 9 doubles, and 3 singles. 2-1, pitch number 4 outside, and we'll have a hitter's count to Hutchison. Larks have already walked 2 times in today's game, looking for number 3 right here. Larks just keeping Baird out there in the heat on the mound. Hutchison lines this one to the left field, goes down the line. Henderson dives, it rolls to the corner, and Palmer Hutchison has a 2-out double and drives in 2. Hutch gets his first hit of the day and gives the Larks an 8-0 lead, and that's going to be a day for Dawson Barrett. Runner at second with 2 away with an 8-0 lead when we get back from the break. But before we go to the break, let's check out where Hutchison stands now. That's RBIs number 19 and 20. They brought home Grant Schmidt for Grant's first run of the day and Jaminian for his first run of the day. And now everybody but Cade Brown has been aboard, but Cade Brown also has an RBI. And already through 1 2/3, every single Lark either has a run scored or a run driven in. Schmidt just scored his 23rd run this season, and Jaminian scored his 21st run this season. We'll take a quick break on Larks Network and be back for the continuation of the second. The Larks have already batted around in this inning. Coming up to the plate for his second at-bat of the inning is Cam Pearson. He reached on an error in the bottom of the second this inning. New pitcher into the game, Bryce Reese down to Redlands Community College, the only JUCO guy on the Generals. He has an 0-1 count to Pearson, and it's a day for Dawson Barrett. Pop fly, we'll go back and we'll go 0-2. Sitting at second base is Palmer Hutchison. So it's a day for Drayden Prather, too, as Garrett Bocock will come in and replace the center fielder. We got time here. Dawson Barrett's day is done. He throws 1 2/3, 8 runs scored on him, but only 4 were earned. After a couple of errors, he walks 2, allows a home run, and gives up 7 hits. There's 62 pitches, 35 in the zone. Reese goes home, and Pearson takes him to left center field. Moving back is Bocock, and he makes the catch in front of the warning track. Pearson smacked that ball, but we'll be back to the dugout. Larks pick up 7 runs in the first and take an 8-0 lead to the third. So after only being scheduled to throw 2 innings, Tyler Palmer will be back on the mound for the third. Had a 1-2-3 second and he's retired 4 straight. Generals has a 1-0 count here against the catcher Bolin. And this one will miss the zone again. 2 balls, no strikes to the catcher out of Bacone College. Came in relief, the starting catcher yesterday, pinch hits for Dalton Richardson, and he went to 1 for 2 with a double and a run driven in. Has a 2-1 count against Palmer. Most innings Palmer's thrown this season is 4. Through 4, that was 5. Coming into this game against the Cannons 11 days ago. Got his first win of the season, and he has a 2-2 count here. Now through 7 innings flat, he's given up 5 hits on the season, and he picks up strikeout number 2 on the day and number 8 of the season. He struck out consecutive batters, and there's one away here in the the top of the third as we go to Cameron Poston. Poston in yesterday's game 1 for 3, also picked up 1 walk after a single, and he scored both times he got aboard. 8-0 lead here for Hayes, and it's a 1-0 count. Palmer's throwing some first pitch balls here today. Has only started off 4 batters with a first pitch strike, but it really hasn't mattered for him on the mound. Still has worked good counts and gotten outs, and that's all you can ask for a guy on the mound. 2-0, Palmer goes home from the windup. 3 straight balls to start this at-bat. So 3-0 counts. A Poston, the first baseman out of Central Baptist College. Normally on 3-0, you're taken, but Poston not here. Swings at this one and fouls it back. Of a hitter's count now for the first baseman. Escarcega on deck with Daniel in the hole. And Tyler Palmer will walk his first batter of the day. Walk allowed number 4 this year for Tyler Palmer. 1 away runner at first here in the top of the third as we go to Braden Escarcega. He grounded out to Palmer Hutchison in the first inning for the first out of the game on a great play from Hutch. First delivery to him, he sends the right field side and into the parking lots. We'll go 0-1. Escarcega, an undecided college commit. So still a little bit of time to make up his mind, decide which school he's taking his talents to. This one he grounds to first base, and Palmer Hutchison has robbed him of 2 hits. And what a play. That might have been the best defensive play for the Larks this season. Could have been a single. Hutchison slides forward and turns 2. He's been so great for the Larks the past 2 years defensively and is great today. Larks turn an inning-ending double play, and Escarcega has got to hate Hutchison's guts. After his first 2 at-bats, Larks will take an 8-0 lead to the bottom of the third. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Brock Loomis will lead off the bottom of the third inning for Hayes. Has a 1-0 count here to get things going against Bryce Reese. Larks brought 11 hitters to the plate in the first inning, and Loomis is 1 for 1 today with a single. Scored a run in the inning on the Zach Henry 3-run home run. Henry's the guy on deck as Loomis has a 3-1 count. 1-1 count. Don't know where I got 3 from. Loomis was the third batter of that inning and got that 1-out single and scored the Larks' second run of the 7-run inning. 2-1 delivery. Loomis takes it off his number 25 on his jersey. And that's going to be the first hit by pitch of the game. We saw a couple last night, and this one the latest in the series. I'll bring Henry to the dish for Brock Loomis. That is his first hit by pitch this season, and he will take first base without a courtesy runner. movement up in the pen for Hayes. And I think now officially it'll be a day for Tyler Palmer before the 4th inning goes. Henry has one hit on the day. It was a inside the park home run. He also walked. Has driven in 3 runs, and he scored 2 times today. And wanted another home run on that swing. Took a hard cut, but can't make contact. He has a 0-1 count here. No first base coach for the Larks here in the 3rd inning. Check over at Lomas, who hasn't gotten a ton of time on the base paths this season, as he's the catcher. He's had a lot of courtesy runners, but in this one he's back in safely. If I'm not mistaken, that looks like Max Castellucci up in the pen for Hayes. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lawson on deck with Divis in the hole for Hayes. Wind still coming in from center field. Count is even. This delivery home, Henry takes it off the inside of his bat and sends it into the fan pavilion. We'll go 1-2. So Sam Crown will go and coach first base now for the Larks. Sam had a home run in yesterday's game and is getting some rest today. One-two home. It's inside, and Loomis will go to second. He rounds second and will hold up and not go to third. Almost caught Henry, and Loomis will take off on the wild pitch. Runner at second, 2-2 count. Still nobody out here in the 3rd. And Bolin will have a chat with Barrett. That home run from Henry in the last inning was his 20th hit this season. He also picked up his 14th walk of the season. And this game is his first home run. He has 19 singles, 3 doubles, no triples, and has 1 home run now. This home run number 38 for the Larks this season. And there's only a few guys on the Larks roster without a home run. Just 3 of the Larks that have hit this year don't have a home run. 2. Stats haven't updated yet. Showed Henry as one of them, but he makes it just 2 Larks without a home run. Kavanaugh, one of the other guys without a home run, almost had one yesterday and was robbed. Two balls and 2 strikes as Henry gets this delivery. He swings and misses at it and is down on strikes. We go to Cortland Lawson.
Shortstop, Cortland Lawson.
Loomis at second. 1 away for Court. Cortland on the day, 0 for 1 with a fly out, a walk, and a run scored. Gotten runs from 7 different Larks today. And Cortland, one of them. Zach Henry has 2. And then other runs have scored from Lawson, Divis, Schmitz, Jiminian, Pearson, and Loomis. We've got RBIs from Henry. He has 3. 2 from Schmitz, 1 from Brown, and 2 from Palmer Hutchison. The 1-0 to Cortland Lawson. Fastball outside, 2-0. Bryce Reese out of Arcade, Oklahoma on the mound. It's his 2nd inning of work after coming in and replacing Dawson Barrett in the last inning. He's now thrown a 1/3 of an inning, 2/3 of an inning, allowing no hits, no strikeouts, no walks, but he did hit a batter. 2-0 home. Lawson takes it to right field, but 2 foul. Reese looks home, gets the sign from Bolin. Nods at it, and will go home for the fourth pitch of the AB. It's high and inside. 3-1 hitters count to Cortland Lawson. Cortland has an on-base plus slugging of 1.464. That's the highest on the team. Has an on-base percentage of .589 and a slugging percentage of .875. Just crazy numbers, and not sure how the records will be kept, as he's only played in now 13 games, but those are all record numbers for the Larks. And he has a full count here. Larks, quite a few guys to keep an eye on as we look towards the record books. Divis set up for an on-base percentage record. He has a couple of Larks records already and is looking for some more this year. We'll keep you updated on those as the season progresses and give you more info in the coming games. Lawson on the payoff pitch gets his second straight walk, and there's 2 on with 1 out now for Divis. Brock Loomis at second, Lawson at first. So we go to the DH from Lincoln, Nebraska. Divis singled in the second inning to put his hitting streak at 17 games. It's 1 for 2 with a run scored. And he has one of the Larks' 7 hits. Larks have been aboard on a hit by pitch and a walk this inning. They picked up 3 walks and been hit by 1 pitch. Outside delivery, they will throw down to second base. A risky move from Bolin. It goes over the leaping head of Escarcega. And Loomis will go to third. Lawson to second. 2 in scoring position on the errant throw. The third error of the game for Oklahoma City. 1-0 count, 1 away, 2 in scoring position for Divis. Big RBI opportunity for him. Larks, good run rule, Oklahoma City, but they still got quite a few innings to go before they can end the game. But they can put themselves in a position to do so. On one swing of the bat here. 1 ball and a strike now to Divis. Divis this season, 16 RBIs. He scored 26 runs. Has 3 home runs, 1 triple, 4 doubles, and 26 singles. 1-1 outside, blocking it is Bolin. It's 2-1 counts. Divis leads the team in hits with 34. And second place is Schmidt with 32. And Pearson has 30, sitting in third. Those 3 guys combining for 96 hits this season. And today they're batting 3, 4, and 8. 3-1 count to Divis. This one in the zone. He is a full count. Lawson can move on the base paths. So if he can get something into the grass, could score a run. And Oklahoma City likes giving the Larks an opportunity to go opposite field, and they leave gaps in left center and right center. And there's a big gap for Divis in left center field. And he fouls this one off. Bolin can't secure it. So we'll stay at 3-2 and get payoff pitch number 2. Reese goes home. Divis reaches for 1, decides not to lay off, and risk being called out on strikes. 1 out of the zone, but I like to play it safe, and he'll get a third payoff pitch, and he's working a great at-bat here. On deck is Schmitz with Dominion in the hole for Hayes. Payoff pitch number 3 from Reese on its way. Goes from the stretch. Divis grounds it to the first base side. It's his second hit of the game. Loomis scores from third. Lawson goes from second to third, and Divis has his first RBI of the day. And Loomis scores his second run of the day. Orland at third. Divis an RBI and a run scored now. Runners on the corners, and now a 9-0 game. Takes us to Grant Schmidt, who's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a couple of RBIs and a run scored. Divis just drove in his 17th run. And Loomis scored his 4th run this season. Scored half of his runs today, and that'll be the second hit by pitch of the inning. The first delivered to Schmidt. He takes it off of his elbow guard and loads the bases. So before we go to Leo Jiminian, we'll have a mound visit. And when we come back, it'll be Lawson at third, Davis at second, and Schmidt at first for the French center fielder. Bases jacked for Jiminian, who's been aboard 2 times today on a single and an error and has scored a run. I thought that mound visit, I'll talk about that in a second. Jiminian lines this to right center, and the new center fielder, Bacone, won't get there in time, and it's an RBI double for Leo Jiminian, bringing home Lawson and Divis, and Jiminian has 2 RBIs and 2 hits. Davis scores his 2nd run, and Lawson scores his 2nd run. And the Larks bound to bring Cade Brown to the dish. It's an 11-0 ball game with only 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Thought that mound visit originally was just going to be buying time for the reliever out in the bullpen. It's a southpaw, but it was pretty quick. Just the head coach of Oklahoma City was just kept looking out there while he was talking to his pitcher, Reese. But it was quick, and on Jiminian's first pitch, he takes it to right center and gets his 3rd double of the season, picks up RBIs number 20 and 21. And Wyatt Divis scores his 27th run this season. He has the team lead now. And Cortland Lawson scores his 19th run this season. 3 Larks with 2 runs scored. Loomis has 2, Lawson has 2, and Divis has 2. It's a 2-0 count to Cade Brown. This delivery inside 3-0 to the Oklahoma Sooner. So Divis now 27 runs this season. He led the team last year with 30 and also led the team in walks with 31. Each year he just seems to be a little bit better and is having his best season as a Lark this year at the plates. 3-0 delivery outside. A lunging effort from Bolin saves a run, but the Larks will walk, and Cade Brown aboard for the first time today. 8th hitter of the inning coming to the plate, and Palmer Hutchison. He led off the 2nd inning with a pop-up, and then with 2 outs, he doubled in his 2nd at-bat of the inning and brought home 2 runs. Larks' 2nd walk of the inning, their 4th walk of the game. Bases loaded with 1 away, and a 1-0 count here to Palmer Hutchison. For Cade Brown, that was his 14th walk this season. 2nd pitch to Hutchison, below the knees on a fastball, 2-0. Reese has thrown 28 pitches, 14 of those strikes, throwing strikes on 50% of his pitches. He's thrown 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, hit 1 batter, walked 2, and has a few earned runs. 3 earned runs to be exact, and has thrown 7 straight balls. Larks started this inning out with a hit by pitch, then Henry struck out. Since then, Larks have been rolling. Lawson walked, Divis singled, Schmidt got hit by a pitch, Jiminian doubled, Brown just walked. Now we'll see what Hutch does, and Hutch will walk, and that is the Larks' 2nd consecutive walk, and they have put 6 straight aboard. And we'll get a pitching change here with the bases loaded. Larks score their 12th run of the game. on Hutchison's third RBI. So we'll get a new read on the pitcher as Hutchison picks up walk number 15 this season and gets his 21st RBI, scoring from third base was Grant Schmitz. Grant's second run scored today, 1 through 4 in the order of each scored 2 runs. Dominions at third, Browns at second, Hutchison's at first. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back. Harrison comes to the plate with the bases loaded, and the first pitch from the new pitcher, Riley DeMarco, is grounded to the shortstop, Escarcega, and the play at second won't be in time. Harrison picks up his first hit of the day and picks up his first RBI. 7 Larks with RBIs, and Dominion on that play scored his second run of the day. Cade Brown goes to third, and Palmer Hutchison goes to second, and the base is still loaded with 1 away in a 13-run game. Larks have scored 12 runs the past 2 innings after picking up just 1 in the first. Delivery home to Brock Loomis, who's 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a single. He swings and chases 0-1. Loomis has scored 2 runs today after being aboard 2 times in his first game in over a week. 0-1 home. Won't catch the plates. 1 ball and a strike. So scoring right there, Jemenian for his 22nd run scored this season, and Pearson just picked up RBI number 22. Loomis takes strike 2 looking. Larks are going through their 3rd time through the order here in this game, and we're not even out of the 3rd inning. There's only 1 out in the 3rd inning, and we're at the bottom of the order. 1-2 outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Riley DeMarco on the mound. He's the new pitcher. He's a 5'11 freshman out of Yukon, Oklahoma. Plays for the Oklahoma City University Stars out of the NAIA. 1-2, 2-2, and Loomis fouls this one off. DeMarco, in his first year of collegiate play, was at Nichols, a D3 school, and the 6-foot pitcher did not make any appearances there for the Bison. Count is even at 2. Loomis chases one to the outside corner and sends it to the backstop, staying alive here. Loomis Thibuco Grizzly, in his first true full season with the Larks, was on the Larks for one game in 2019 and made one plate appearance. And then in 2020 was there for depth late in the season and played in 3 games. And this year the Larks fully adding him to the roster, and he's been great today. It's his 11th game, and right now he's making plate appearance number 39 of the season. Count stays at 2-2. Brown at third, Hutch at second, Harrison at first. Infield in, the 2-2 delivery below the knees, and we'll have a 3-2 full count. Loomis started this inning after getting hit by a pitch and scored a run. First payoff pitch home. Loomis sends to the backstop and is working a great at-bat here against DeMarco. 13-0 here in the bottom of the third with still only 1 out. This next pitch will be pitch number 9 of the AB. Great at-bat for Loomis. He works pitch counts. Every at-bat last year that he had for the Larks was a quality at-bat, meaning he saw a good amount of pitches. And the payoff pitch home to him, he sends a mile high into the middle infield. Poston calls off his pitcher, and that will be out number 2. Big out right there, but we'll go to the top of the order. Zach Henry, who homered in the last inning. Two away, base is loaded for Grant Lung. So we'll get a new left fielder as Grant Lung will pinch hit for Henry. Henry will finish his day 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a home run, a walk, 2 runs scored, and 3 runs driven in. Grant batting .296 this season. It's his first time pinch hitting, and the first pitch he sees, he sends to right field. 1 scores from Brown. Hutchison goes from second to home, and Grant Lung has his 14th single of the season, his 22nd hit. Picks up RBIs number 18 and 19, and the Larks are up 15-0. Now every single Lark has scored in this game that it was in the starting 9. Grant Lung not in the starting 9, but he has an RBI. So all 10 guys either have an RBI or a run scored. And the Larks up 15. They have runners on the corners, and they show no signs of stopping. Brown scores his first run of the day, and Hutchison scores his first run of the day. For Cade Brown, that was run score number 17, and for Palmer Hutchison, run score number 19. Runners on the corners with 2 away, 1-0 count to Cortland. Cortland has a couple walks on the day. Other than that, he's 0 for 1, but he scored 2 times. Swings and misses at this one, 1-1 counts. It's been a long bottom of the third, and it looks like we will be going with Castellucci for the 4th on the mound. So we'll see what the new defensive alignment is for Hayes. After Lung bats for Henry. Ground ball over the third base side. Henderson moves in, throws across the diamond, and he will throw out Cortland Lawson by 1 step. Larks bring 7 runs in the third, matching their total from the second. They'll take a 15-0 lead into the 4th inning on Larks Network.
Perfect. Perfect.
Top of the fourth we go. Max Castellucci to the mound, replacing Tyler Palmer. California native will take over from the Nebraska native, and we have a 1-0 count here to the leadoff hitter, Barrett Daniel, who's 0 for 1 with a flyout to Zach Henry. So it looks like Cam Pearson will move to left, and Grant Long is at second. That's the defensive changes. Everything else the same. 2 straight balls from Castellucci in this outing. It's a Napa native and is making an appearance, number 7 on the mound. Fly ball to the left field side, and Palmer Hutchison continues his great day, makes the catch on a run in foul territory, and that's the 3rd web gem he'll have today. And at the plate, he's having a great day as well, has 2 RBIs, a run scored, and a double, and is having one of the best games that he's had in a Larks uniform. So allowed out number 1 as Barrett Daniel goes back to the dugouts 0 for 2. Go to Parker Henderson, who's 1 for 1 with a single. And we've gone 3 1/3 after Palmer goes 3 innings in the starts. His first starts. 1-0 counts with 1 away as this one misses high and inside. Castellucci has thrown 9 1/3 innings this year. All of his appearances are in relief. He's allowed 8 hits, 10 earned runs, 14 walks, 10 strikeouts. Has an ERA of over 9 and a whip above 2. So good game to let him work and get some of those numbers down and get him some confidence moving forward as we head to the NBC. He's got great stuff on the mound, has some absolute velocity, and his 2-0 is a fastball outside, 3-0. He's only thrown 1 strike in this outing so far. So Palmer will finish his day, 3 innings on the mound, 35 pitches, 21 in the zone. 1 hit allowed, 2 strikeouts, a walk, no earned runs, a 3-0 count. Delivery in the zone, 3-1 now to Henderson. 1 away. There's only been 2 base runners so far for OKC. They had a single and a walk, but Larks have turned a double play and haven't gotten any OKC guys left on base. Castellucci walks this guy, and Henderson is aboard for the 2nd time today. One away. Henderson at first for Trevor Kinsey, who grounded out to Cortland Lawson for the last out of the 1st inning. 1-0 counts. Kinsey had 3 hits in yesterday's ball game, most on the team, and drove in 1 run. Fastball off the turf, 2 balls in, no strikes. Castellucci missing on his pitches here, and this outing number 7. He's only thrown 1 league game, his other 6 appearances in non-league contests. Swing and a miss on pitch number 3, nice off speed. Gets it past Kinsey, the DH from Southern Nazarene. And there's a 2-1 count with 1 away and a runner at first. Castellucci throws strikes on 49% of his pitches on the season. And when he starts out guys with a first pitch strike, he gets an out 63% of the time. He has 3 0-walk innings, and he's walked 5 guys this season that have come around to score. 3-1 hitters count now to Kinsey. Larks fans, be sure to subscribe while you're watching the YouTube stream. Click that red subscribe button, and you'll get these videos in your subscription box on the YouTube app. Fly ball into left field. It's a pop-up, and Pearson decides not to go for the web gem and lets it drop in front of him. It's the 2nd hit of the game for OKC, and there's 2 straight guys aboard. Kinsey now 1 for 2 as we go to Jay Jasper from Mid-America University. Larks have a pitcher headed to that school there in the fall. It's out of Oklahoma. And this first delivery here catches the outside corner on a fastball, 0-1 counts. Castellucci has a strikeouts per walk ratio under 1 and has an opponent batting average of 242. It's walks that have been the thing for him this season. If he can keep those down, he has a very, very bright future. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Jasper. He only has 1-1-2-3 inning this season and 3 leadoff outs out of the 10 innings that he started on the rubber. Pop up over the left field side, and Hutchison will record his second catch in foul territory of the inning. Excuse me, he has 2 leadoff outs. One of those today, as it was a pop-up to Hutchison off the bat at Daniel. We'll go to Drayden Prather's replacement, Garrett Bocock. Bocock's first at-bats. Prather finishes his day 0 for 1 with the groundouts. 1-0. Bocock got the start in last night's game. Batted at the bottom of the order, went 0 for 3 with the walk, but he did score a run. 1-0 counts. Castellucci goes home and a fly ball is taken out of play over the right side. We'll go 1-1. Castellucci played for the Mission Collins Saints. He's a 6-foot freshman. Didn't make any appearances this year for the Saints, but in 2020 made 4 appearances, went 1-0, and allowed just 1 hit, struck out 9 guys. Due for the Larks in the bottom of this inning will be Lawson, Divis, and Schmitz. 2 balls and a strike now to Bocock, the new outfielder. Bocock got a Southwestern Christian. He has 2 on with 2 outs. 2-1 popped up over the left field side. Hutchison not going to get to this one. It goes over the Larks concession stand and out of the fan pavilion. Pitch number 5 of the AB on its way. Count is even at 2 with 2 on, 2 outs. And Castellucci goes home and will strike out Bocock and picks up strikeouts number, 11 on the season, and leaves 2 on as we go to the 4th. 4 scoreless innings for the Larks on the mound, and we'll see what they can do in the bottom half of this inning and put some more runs on the board.
What we do here is go back.
So it'll be a day for Wyatt Divis out of the DH spots. Sam Crow will pinch hit for him. in the fourth to lead it off. Crowell had a home run in yesterday's ball game and swings at his first delivery here and sends it out to play 0-1. DeMarco back to the mound. He's thrown 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Larks have 1 home run today after Crowell sent one over the fence in yesterday's ball game. It was Sam's 5th home run. He's 3rd on the team, and it was team home run number 36. Other than that, in the game, he went 0 for 4. He did pick up an RBI and a run scored. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Divis finishes his day 2 for 3 and now has a 17-game hitting streaks. 2-2. Schmidt on deck with Jeminian in the hole for Hayes. Larks batted around 3 times to the first 3 innings and got to the 3-hole for the 4th. Pop fly into right center field, and chasing it is Vasquez and Bocock, and Bocock will be the one who makes the catch. Good play by him and robs Sam Crowell of extra bases. So we go 1 away to Grant Schmidt. Stat sheet a mess in this game. The Larks batted around in back-to-back innings, and there's numbers all over the place. Go to Grant Schmidt. Schmidt's making his 4th plate appearance in 4 innings. Singled in the first, singled in the second, and was hit by a pitch in the third. Scored in the second and the third, and he also drove in 2 runs in the second and third inning. Line drive down the left field line. It rolls to the corner. He rounds first, heads for the 2-bag, and has a double with 1 out. And we'll get Larks fans half-price beverages for the 3rd time tonight.
And good for reduced prices and all drinks the remainder of this half inning, courtesy of A Street Liquor.
So great day for Grant Schmidt. Great day for the Larks fans as they get to see a great offensive game from Hayes and get half-price beverages in the bottom half of 3 different innings. One away to Leo Jeminian. He has a double and a single on the day. First delivery is going to hit him in the ankle. That one had to hurt, and he will jog down to first base. First base coach this inning for Hayes, Matt Cavanaugh, with no Max McGuire here. One away as we'll go to Cade Brown. That is the 3rd hit by pitch in the past 2 innings. Schmidt at second with Jeminian at first. 2 guys with some speed on the base paths. And the first delivery to Brown catches the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Brown on the day, 0 for 1 with a fly out, a walk, and a sacrifice fly. He scored a run and driven in a run. That double from Schmidt was the Larks' 3rd of the game. And Schmidt has now 4 total bases. Tied with Zach Henry for the most in the game. Larks put up 15 runs in the first 3 innings, scoring in each of them. 1 in the first, 7 in the second, and 7 in the third. They're looking for more here. And Brown sends a line drive out to play. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Sooner. This is Brown's 3rd Summer League team. The redshirt sophomore spent a year in Victoria for the Harbor Cats, where he batted .226, and a year at Danville, where he had a on-base percentage of .260. He'll get called out on strikes here, and is now 0 for 2. So I go to Palmer Hutchison now. Hutchison on the day, 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. 2 runs driven in and a run scored. So there's 2 away, 2 on. Someone to the outfield could score Schmidt from second. And with Jeminian's speed, depending if it's to left field or right field, he could get to third. Larks had 12 hits One in this inning off of the Schmidt double. Palmer Hutchinson at the plate has one of the Larks' 3 doubles, and he's looking to get aboard for the 3rd straight inning. Excuse me. Yes, 3rd straight inning. 1-0 below the knees, 2-0. Larks, through 3 2/3 innings, have seen 125 pitches. Larks on the mound through 4 innings have only thrown 56. Two-0 off the plate, 3-0. Bolin blocks it. He spent a lot of time squatting behind the dish today, and he's going to be sore tomorrow. Pearson on deck for Hayes with Loomis in the hole for the Larks. The 3-0 home. Hutch is taken all the way, 3-1. With 2 more hitters, the Larks will have gone through the order 4 times through 4 innings. We get pitch number 5 here to Palmer Hutchison. It goes home, and he sends it to center field. Bocock moves back and makes the last-second adjustment and records out number 3. That's the first inning the Larks don't score. It's Riley DeMarco on the mound, and the Larks up by 15 as we go to the 5th. Top of the 5th, Castellucci back to the mound for his second inning of work after facing 5 in the 4th. Walked 1, allowed 1 hit, struck out 1, got 2 pop-ups in foul territory. 1 ball and 1 strikes. Leadoff hitter Casey Vasquez, the right fielder. He's 0 for on the day with the strikeout. That was against Tyler Palmer in the 3rd inning. Was 1 of 2 of Palmer's strikeout victims. Foul ball goes to the fan pavilion. We'll go 1-2 to the leadoff hitter. Vasquez out of Bacone College going up against the Mission College Saints. Castellucci got 2 guys left on the bases in the 4th inning. That's the only 2 that Oklahoma City's left on base today. They haven't seen a ton of base runners. The Larks, through 4 innings, have left 7 on. They've also scored 15 runs and have 12 hits. Fastball inside, 3-2 count now. Thinking fastball here for Castellucci. Castellucci has no record on the season, and he will walk his second batter in the past 2 outs. first leadoff base runner today for Oklahoma City, and they pick up their third walk in the past 3 innings. Castellucci's first appearance was against the Roughnecks on the 6th. Through 1 inning of relief, allowed 1 hit and gave up a couple runs, a couple walks, and struck out 2. His latest outing was against the Cannons in relief. Through 3 1/3 11 days ago, and had 3 earned runs, striking out 3. Had 3 straight appearances without allowing a run. Through an inning and a third against Junction City on the 28th, allowed 1 hit, struck out 3. And on 23rd against the Boulder in Hayes, through 1 inning, struck out 1. Then against the Cougars on the 20th, through an inning and had no earned runs and no hits allowed. 1-1, fouled back, will go 1-2 with a runner at first and nobody out here in the top of the 5th. It's Logan Bowen at the plate. He's the catcher, came in to catch in relief of yesterday's game. He's 0 for 1. Was part of Tyler Palmer's back-to-back strikeouts between the 2nd and the 3rd. We'll get time here before Castellucci throws his 4th pitch of the AB. Under the lights here in Hayes, Kansas, close to 9 p.m. here in Ellis County. 6-foot righty goes home, the 1-2. Nice off speed, but it doesn't get the call. 2-2. Castellucci in high school, his senior year, made 8 appearances, striking out 39, and had an opponent batting average of 167. He walked 33 guys, though, and the walks are the thing for him. Doesn't give up a ton of hits, and he's already walked 2 through 1 1/3, looking to not make it 3 on the payoff pitch. And he goes to his windup, and before the payoff pitch is thrown, we'll get time called. Vasquez at first, Bowman at the plate, posting on deck with Escarcega in the hole in what's been a long first 4 innings. Here comes the payoff pitch from Castellucci. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Castellucci on the day, striking out 2 of his last 3 batters. We'll go to the bottom of the order. Cameron Poston, he walked in the 3rd inning and then was out on a double play. For Castellucci, strikeout number 12 of the season through 10 2/3. 1-0 counts, 1 away, runner at first in the top of the 5th in a 15-0 ball game. Off speed outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Castellucci came into this game throwing strikes on 49% of his pitches. So far in this game, he's throwing strikes on 42% of his 34 pitches. Line drive to the backstop and out of play, 2-1. After Castellucci, expect to see Decolati and Velasquez take over on the mound. But unless Larks give up 5 runs really quick, the game should be over pretty soon. Ground ball over the first base side. Lung flips it to Lawson for 1, to Brown for 2, 4, 6, 3 double play. The second double play of the game for the Larks. The other one was a 5-4-3 double play, and that is the second inning ending double play. Castellucci allows the walk, strikes out 1, gets a double play, and sends us to the bottom half of the 5th. Hayes up 15-0. Bottom of the fifth here. Cam Pearson will lead it off. Pearson of the day, 1 for 3 with the run scored, a run driven in, and a single. New pitcher of the game is Diego Quintana out of Mid-America University. He's a southpaw. Pitched in last night's game, almost hits Pearson on his first delivery, and Pearson has a 1-0 count to get things going here in the second half of the fifth. Quintana in yesterday's game, 1 inning thrown, 26 pitches. It was the 8th inning. Allowed 1 hit, 2 earned runs, a strikeout. He walked 2, and that 1 hit was a Sam Crowell home run. 2-0 count to Cam Pearson, the Fort Hays State Tiger. So it's a day for DeMarco after 1 2/3. Pop fly over to the right field side. Vasquez and Jasper move towards it. Vasquez takes it off his glove, and Pearson will go to second on the air. And it is officially, not an error. It's ruled a hit, and Pearson has his second straight hit. He's reached on an error and he's reached on 2 singles. Let's see if they rule that one a double or a single. No sign of error on the throw yet. In the meantime, we'll go to Brock Loomis. Loomis on the day, 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. He's singled and he's been hit by a pitch. Runner at second with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Hayes up by 15. It's delivery inside to Loomis, 1-0. Moving up in the pen for Hayes. I think that's Derek DeCalati warming up. 1-0 to Loomis. And we'll have a mound visit between Bolin and Quintana. Quintana, the 4th pitcher of the game for OKC. They threw 3 yesterday. Kopecky went 4 2/3 with 9 earned runs. And today, Barrett gets the start, goes 1 2/3 with 4 earned runs. Reese comes in, throws 2/3 of an inning, 7 earned runs. DeMarco throws 1 2/3 with no earned runs. And Quintana takes over for the 5th. 1-0 count here to the Butler Grizzly. Two balls, no strikes here. Quintana, the southpaw, taking on the righty Loomis. Southpaw goes home. Fastball low and outside, 3-0. Tana, sophomore southpaw out of Mid-America Christian, where the Larks have a pitcher headed pretty soon. Loomis will be put aboard here. Quintana out of Santa Fe High School in OKC. He's a 5'9" sophomore. This year at MacU, made 2 appearances, threw 1 1/3, had 1 earned run. After 6 runs scored on him, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He puts 2 on here to start the 5th. It's almost entirely NAIA schools for the roster makeup of the Generals. Larks roster breakdown. They have 11 D1 guys, 3 D2 guys, 9 JUCO, and 1 NAIA guy. 1 ball and 1 strike. Loomis aboard for the 3rd time today. 2 on, still nobody out. At the top of the order, Grant Long, the second baseman. 1 ball and 1 strike becomes 2 balls and 1 strike. Long hit in the 4th inning and singled home. Or she didn't single home anything, but did single. Larks were kept scoreless in the 4th inning for the first time. And they will bring 0 runs to the scoreboard in the half inning today. Pearson gets his lead at second. Quintana goes home, and Long sends this one on a soft line drive to right field. He's now 2 for 2, And the Larks load the bases here. Lung to first. Loomis to second. Pearson to third here in the fifth. As we go to Cortland Lawson. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of walks and 2 runs. Big opportunity for the Larks. Last year they won one game against Boulder 20-0. Swept Boulder on the season. They went 3-1 against them this year. That's irrelevant, though. Talking about is winning one game last year 20-0, and this year they're up 15-0 in the bottom of the fifth. So we'll see if they can top that total today, but still work to do. 1-0 count here to Lawson. He flew out in the first inning to Daniel, grounded out to end the third inning, and didn't hit in the fourth. Walked in the second, walked in the third, scored both times. Slider outside, cornered 1-1. Corner to the infield in with the 16th run of the game at third base. Larks fans, be sure to follow the Larks on Twitter at HayesLarksBB. Like the Larks on Facebook at The Hayes Larks. And subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball all summer long. So game 2 of 2 against OKC. Larks will have tomorrow off. Play one game against the Rough Riders on Monday. And have a doubleheader on Tuesday. And then play one game on Wednesday to complete the 4-game series against the Rough Riders. 2-1 delivery sent to center field. And Bocock moves in. Runner's tag. Pearson takes off from third. Loomis holds at second. Throw is going to be cut off by Poston. And no throw home. Sacrifice fly from Lawson. Gets his first RBI of the day. And the Larks have 8 guys with an RBI. Pearson scores his second run of the day. And the long at first and Loomis at second is how we'll stay. Larks now up 16-0. Larks scored 1 in the first, now 1 in the fifth. Picked up 7 runs in the second and third. It's Sam Crowell to the plate for his second AB. Sends a fly ball to deep right field. Vasquez is at the warning track. Makes the catch. Loomis tags up from third. The throw won't happen to third. It gets cut off by Jasper. And Crowell is now 0 for 2 with a couple of flouts. Both balls that were hit well, though. 2 away. Runners on the corners for Grant Schmidt. Family in attendance. He's given the Larks fans 3 innings of half-price beverages today with 3 hits as the beverage batter. A couple of singles, a double, and a hit by a pitch. He scored 2 times, and he's driven in 2 runs. Runs have been supported by 10 different guys today as Lung pinch hits. Everybody in the starting 9 either scored or drove in a run. Some, or actually most of the guys, both. Actually, everybody in the starting 9 drove in at least 1 run and scored 1 run. Grant Lung yet to score, and neither is Sam Crown as they pinch hit, but Grant Lung did drive in a couple of runs. 1-1 count to Schmidt. Catches the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Appreciate you tuning in into the stream on this fine Saturday night and all the viewers this season. It's been great to be doing this. We still got games to go here on Larks Network. Be sure to stay with us for the rest of the season. 1-2 sent to right center field. Bocock makes the catch on the run. Larks leave 2 on, and will send us to the 6th inning after picking up a run on the sacrifice fly from Lawson. 16-0. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You tune in to Larks Network.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Derek Decolati will take over on the mound as we move to the 6th inning. Hayes up 16-0 against OKC. Decolati, a 5'10 sophomore out of Southbound Community College. He's a Nevada commit. And the first pitch he throws gets skied to right field and is off the lights. It almost hits Grant Schmidt, bouncing off. 0-1 counts here. So Larks in position to run rule. They're 6 outs away from run rule. Decolati, a Las Vegas native, this year Southbound made 14 appearances, went 2-2 with a 4.58 ERA. Through 35 1/3, 7 starts, 7 appearances in relief, striking out 27, only walking 8. 0-1 counts. He goes home. Fastball just misses the low outside corner. 1-1. Leading off is the top of the order, Braden Escarcega. He's 0 for 2 in the day with a couple of ground outs to Palmer Hutchison. One of them was a double play. Appearance number 2 for Decolati in the Larks uniform. Pitch against Fort Collins 6 days ago last Sunday. Through 2 innings in relief, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Fly ball to right field will be caught by Schmitz. And we have had now flyouts to Henry and Schmidt in the outfield. Everything else has been pretty much kept in the infield for the Larks pitching staff. A couple of ground outs to Hutchison, a couple pop-ups to Hutchison, pop-up to Kate Brown, a ground out to Lawson, a couple double plays. That's just the second ball that will leave the infield in the air this game. This one from Decolati will miss outside 1-0 to Barrett Daniel. Daniel and Day 0 for 2 with a pop-up to Hutchison, and a fly out to Henry. Henry started the day in left field. It's Cam Pearson out there in left field after Grant Long pinch hit for Henry. Grant Long now at second base for Hayes. 1-1 counts. In Decolati's first sophomore year in 2020 at South Mountain, made 9 appearances with an ERA of 3.38 in the short season, striking out 6. 2019 picked up a save through 13 appearances, 2-0, 2.22 ERA, all appearances in relief, striking out 23. In his career, that made for a total of 56 strikeouts, 33 appearances, 7 starts, all this year in 2021, giving up 72 hits, striking out 56, having an ERA of 3.51, picking up 4 career wins now as a South Mountain Community College pitcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Daniel. Coming out of high school, Decolati made 28 appearances, went out of his 7-4 record, was first team all-conference with a 2.62 career ERA and an opponent batting average in his career of 260. Fly ball to left field. Pearson makes the play for out number 2.
The third baseman, number 6.
Coming out of high school, Decolati was rated the 4th overall shortstop and Nevada by Perfect Game and the 20th overall player in the States by Perfect Game. Vegas, a baseball town. He's the 3rd player the Larks have had in the past 3 innings. He's the 3rd player from Vegas that the Larks have had in the past 3 seasons. 2 in 2019, now 1 in 21. 2 away bases empty as we go to Parker Henderson. Larks have gotten 5 straight outs. Henderson on the day, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He's only got to be aboard multiple times. And yet, no runs for OKC. Gives a chase and swings under this one. 0-1. Decolati looking good in outing number 2. Henderson in the 3-hole for the 2nd straight game, getting his 2nd straight start at 3rd base for the Generals. He's a Southwestern Christian utility player. Just the 2nd game for this squad together, as it's the all-star roster from the Sooner State League taking on just a singular team from the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, but a lot of these guys for the Larks would be all-stars if the league had awards. Larks had a ton of first-team selectees in the KCLB in 2019, in their only year in the league. 5 first-team selectees, 1 second-team selectee, and the Rocky Mountain League doesn't have awards. Had the co-offensive player of the year in Justin Lee, who's a Las Vegas, Nevada native in 2019. Had the co-pitcher of the year in Wyatt Divis, and the defensive player of the year in Matt Kavanaugh. Larks racked up a ton of accolades in what was a great year. They went 34-12 and won the KCLB tournament, and it was their first and only year in the league. Best overall record in the league, and were 1 win away from championship week in the NBC, losing to Derby 9-7 in their last game of the season. 3-1 delivery from Decolati, swings and miss from Henderson, and we'll get a payoff pitch from the righty. Larks 22-10 last season. They're 21-4, looking to match their win total tonight. Should do it here. After another inning, pop fly over the right side. Lung and Brown move towards it. Brown calls off Lung and records out number 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Derek Decolati and co. And we go to the bottom half. Hayes up 16-0. Quintana back to the mound for his second inning of work after he threw the sixth. Leading off for Hayes is Leo Jiminian, has an 0-1 count. He'll wipe his hands off and get back into the batter's box, down 0-1. Jiminian on the day, 2 for 3 with a single, a double, a hit by pitch, and then he also reached on an error. He's been aboard 4 times tonight. He scored 2 and driven in 2. No balls, 2 strikes. What I was going for. Pop fly deep to right field. If it's fair, it's going to be extra bases, but it's way foul, 30 feet and out of play. Quintana in the 6th, 1 inning. Obviously, 2 hits allowed, had 1 earned run, walking 1 guy, striking out none. Larks got 1 run in the first, 7 in the second and third both, and they got their 16th run in the 5th inning. Stay 0-2 and get a 4th pitch here. Quintana goes home, off speed, outside. Jiminian chases, loses his bat, and goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Quintana, and we'll go to Cade Brown. Brown, sacrifice fly, a walk, a strikeout, and a fly out on the day. He's driven in 1 and scored 1. Brown, Lawson, and Crowell, the only guys of the 11 that have hit to not get a hits. But everybody's been aboard with the exception of Crowell, but he's only had 2 plate appearances as a pinch hitter. 1 away, bases empty. Here we go to Brown. It's outside, 1-0. Should the Larks not give up six runs in the top half of the 7th, game will end there. Line drive up the middle, and Cade Brown gets himself into the hit column and is aboard for the 2nd time today. 1 out single is the Larks' 15th hit of the day. So before we go to Palmer Hutchison, let's check out this day in Larks history. On July 17, 2007, the Hayes Larks swept the Jayhawk League doubleheader from the El Dorado Broncos, winning 2-1 in 10 innings, and the opener and taking the nightcap 11-3. The first game, the winning run scored on an error, and then Kyle Carney's grand slam, his first homer of the season, was the big blow in the second game, as Larks beat the Broncos' top 2 pitchers. That's this day in Larks history, thanks to Randy Gonzalez. If you like that, be sure to like the Larks Facebook page at The Hayes Larks. That's where you can find it out. Also, follow Larks on Twitter at HayesLarksBB, and you'll see all sorts of other updates, and then subscribe to the Larks on YouTube, where you'll get all the streams and all the games. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball for the remainder of the summer, and then come back for next season. 0-2 to Hutchison. Hutchison, 2 runs driven in, 1 run scored. He has a double and a walk on the day. Quintana goes home. The 0-2 rounded up the middle. Could be 2. Escarcega to Jasper. Into Poston. A 6-4-3 double play to in the 6th inning. 3rd double play of the game. The first from the defensive side for OKC. And that'll end the 6th inning. We'll go to the top half of the 7th. Hayes up 16-0. Top of the 7th, Jose Velasquez will take over from Derek DeCalati. The first pitch from Jose, a fastball outside. 1-0. DeCalati throws 1 inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning with 2 flyouts and a pop-up. And that will complete his second appearance of the season. 1-0 delivery here to the DH, Trevor Kinsey, the cleanup hitter. Velasquez blows the pitch by him. 1-1. Kinsey 1 for 2 in the day with a single and a ground outs. Jose, the 4th pitcher of today's ball game for Hayes, making appearance number 11 on the season. He's thrown 23 innings, has 1 start. His past 10 appearances have been in relief. He's 4-0, has 2 saves and just as many opportunities. His last 2 outings were both saves. The 7th against Junction and the 12th against Fort Collins. Has an ERA of .783 after allowing a run in each of his last 2 appearances after not allowing a run through the first 21 innings on the season. He has a whip of .696. Had double digits innings to start the season without allowing a hit. He's allowed just 5 after allowing 4 to Boulder over the course of 4 innings. And when he also didn't allow an earned run. He struck out 20 guys and allowed just 11 walks. And he has a 1-2 count here. Gets a swing and a miss and picks up strikeouts. Number 21. And we'll get a broken bat. The second broken bat over the knee will see this series. And the fans like that one. But anyway, strikeout number 21 for Jose on the season. And for the Larks pitching staff, that is just the 5th strikeout that Hayes has thrown today. One away to Jay Jasper, the 5-hole and the second baseman. 0 for 2 with 2 pop-ups, 1 to Brown, 1 to Hutchison. Larks, some defensive changes here. Cam Pearson comes in from left field to play third, and Sam Crowell is now at first. So we're 2 outs away from a run rule. The Larks have run ruled quite a few opponents this season. They're looking for another. They hold on. They win number 22, matching their season total from last year. 2-1, swung on and missed. Loomis on it with strike 3, almost went around the horn. We'll set up again 2-2. Jasper out of Mid-America University has an even 2 counts. Fastball, and it will catch the inside part of the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts for Velasquez. We're 1 out away from a Larks W. Strikeout number 22 this season for Velasquez. At Cochise threw 58 2/3 this season. He struck out 57. 0-1 count. First pitch fastball to Garrett Bocock, the new center fielder. Bocock 0 for 1 today with the strikeouts. That was against Castellucci to end the top half of the 4th inning. And nice pitch. Gets a foul ball over the Larks dugouts. We will go 0-2, 2 away, nobody on here in the top of the 7th in a 16-0 ball game. Oh, 2, and Velasquez will get him looking. So the Larks play 2 games against Oklahoma City and get 2 wins and pick up win number 22 on the season. So Larks 22-4 now on the season on a 10-game winning streak. Still 10-2 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They're comfortably in first place, 3.5 games up. They will have some Rocky Mountain Baseball League action coming up. We'll get to that in a second. OKC gets just 2 hits in this game, pick up 2 walks and leave 2 on through 7 innings of hitting. Hayes picks up 15 hits, 6 walks. They score 16 runs and they leave 9 guys on base. Tyler Palmer got the start for Hayes, his first start as a Lark. He threw 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, no earned runs. Casalucci came in 2 innings, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts. Decolati came in through a 1-2-3, 6th. Velasquez comes in, strikes out the side in the 7th inning. Larks pitchers strike out 7 guys and don't allow any hits after the 5th inning. So that'll do it here in Hayes, Kansas. We get big RBIs today from Hayes. 3 from Henry, 2 from Lung, 2 from Schmidt, 2 from Jiminian, and 3 from Hunterson. 2 runs from Henry, 2 runs from Lawson and Divis. Schmidt, Jiminian, Pearson, and Loomis scored. Brown and Hutchison each score 1 as well to make up the Larks 16 runs. Larks won 12-8 yesterday. They win much easier today, 16-0. Let's check out how the Larks' upcoming schedule looks. We'll have tomorrow off, and the Larks will have a 4-game series over the course of 3 days against the Rough Riders coming up on Monday. First pitch at 7 p.m. You can get you right here on Larks Network. As for today, Larks win at 16-0, run rolling the OKC Generals in 7 innings. We'll see you Monday night. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This has been Carson Ackerman on the call. Have a great night. And again, we'll see you Monday, first pitch at 7 p.m.